Why do I keep saying it like that? Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie and I have officially decided to start a booktube channel because I read way too many books and someone should hear about it. So I officially decided that my camera is going to be the one to hear about it. And hopefully there will be at least a couple of people watching this. Hi! Yeah, this is just weird. It's my first video. I don't really know what to do yet. But today we are going to be doing the Booktube Newbie Tag, as seen here, because I figured what other way to start a booktube channel than with this tag. It just makes a lot of sense to me. But before we get started, I just wanted to tell you guys like a little bit about me. Like, let's get to know each other a little bit, you know? So my name is Stephanie, as I've said, which I did not need to say again, but I said it. I am a graphic designer. Insert graphic design is my passion. Jokes. And a makeup artist. And some of my hobbies, besides reading, include crocheting, playing guitar, which I have not done in a while, but we're gonna count it. What else do I do? Video games and art of all kinds. Although I haven't done a lot in a while. It's fine. There's a very common theme in my hobbies, and it's that I don't do them as much as I should. But that's fine. This is already way too long for an intro. Let's get into it. I have the questions down here. So if I'm looking down, that's why. I also keep forgetting to look at the camera, kind of. So, sorry in advance. I'm very new to this, I'm sorry. Okay, so question 1. Why did you start this channel? Now, you know, besides just the general love of reading books and loving books, I do, really like to talk about books, but unfortunately, I don't really have many people in my lives that I can talk about books with. So that's really why I wanted to start this channel. Another reason is honestly, as someone in a creative field, I figured this would be like a super cool opportunity to learn a bunch of new things, like talking to a camera and video editing and things like that. So I think it should just be like really cool. It's just like a fun little project for me to do. Also, I have an incredibly huge TBR video coming soon of all the books that are on that TBR. So I think this would be really cool to do like little challenge videos or just to talk about them, and I feel like it'll motivate me more to read them and, you know, hope that I could get a good chunk out of them done this year. It's also a New Year's resolution just to like start a YouTube channel because I've been wanting to for years and have not. So here's my chance. Question 2. What are some fun and unique things you could bring to BookTube? Now, I personally kind of hate this question in, the year 2023 because, 5 years ago, this question was probably relevant, but nowadays, the BookTube market, is that the right word? Definitely not. For lack of a better term, the BookTube market is incredibly oversaturated, so I don't think I can bring anything unique. Maybe like a little bit of fun and maybe a little bit of chaos, but like nothing unique, and honestly, that's totally okay. However, I would like to rephrase this question and use the opportunity to tell you some upcoming videos you can be on the lookout for. So the next video that I plan to do is tier ranking all of my 2022 reads. And a little spoiler alert, there's 80 books. So see, I read a lot. Someone should hear about it. So that's one of them. I will be doing a video of all the books on my physical TBR. And through those books, I will be doing certain videos. So I don't want to spoil them. You know what? I'm not going to tell you because I think they're honestly pretty good ideas, some of them, Question 3. What are you most excited for about this new channel? Honestly, like I said before, I really am using this as an opportunity to gain more skills in my repertoire. I feel like that's such a lame answer, but just like I said earlier, as a person in the creative field, I just think it's fun to learn things like this. And I honestly think any creative skill is worth learning as a creative person, so I just think it's really fun, and I'm excited to do that because I've never really had the opportunity to do things like video editing before. So yeah, that's definitely what I'm most excited for. Question 4. Why do you love reading? Now for me, this definitely isn't a simple answer. I feel like for most readers, it isn't. I grew up where reading was really like one of the only things that I really had in my life that were for me. I also didn't have a lot of friends. So I spent a lot of my time reading, and I kind of like, I made those friends through the characters of the book. That sounds so sad, but like, it's true, you know, and you know, it's really like reading was like the only thing that was there for me growing up. And like these stories and characters are just like they bring me so much joy, and reading in general is just so fun. Like, who doesn't want to escape to like a fantasy world with like dragons or like robots or like just like things that don't exist in this world, you know? And there's just, that's like one of the only places you can truly escape to. Granted, like movies and TV and stuff, but like there is something just so magical about reading and like creating these things in your mind as opposed to just like seeing them on a screen, you know? I feel like if you get it, you get it. Question 5. What book or series got you into reading? I've been reading since about, you know, like 2nd grade. And this is because of one book that I saw in, I don't know what they're called. I don't remember what they're called, but they were like these little scholastic booklets that had all these books in it that you could order directly from Scholastic. And then like they'd come to the school and you'd get your order and you'd be like, oh my God, new books. It was like our equivalent of the Scholastic book fair, because we didn't really have those. You just kind of had to like order it. But getting the books in was so much fun. So I remember this one book. I will put the cover here. I think that's the place. Yeah, I'll put it here. But it was a children's book, and it was Franny K. Stein, and it was just this like fascinating cover. I don't remember which one, like the title of it, but it's just this like really interesting. It's like a green background. You can see it. I can't see it right now, but you'll be able to see it when you're watching. But it just like it was like the 3 versions of the character, like almost like time traveling. And I was like, whoa, like I just couldn't stop looking at it. And I was like, Mom, I need this book. I need this book. So that just started when I was like really, really little. Of course, we have the classics, Percy Jackson, all-time favorite series. I recently read it again. Still holds up. You know, also unmentionable children's series that we all grew up reading. You know, things like that really, really got me into reading. However, I was in a reading slump for like 6 years, like everyone, throughout like high school and the beginning of college. And I read like a couple books in college because I was on the train every day. I had like a half hour to and from school. So like I was reading like a couple Stephen King books at the time. Got maybe like 3 read, you know, just on the train. However, the pandemic happened. And then I was like, I have so many books that I haven't read or just have not read in a while. And I was like so bored. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to like read a couple books. And then finally, I read the Twilight series. And I just like fell in love with them. I read them in like a couple weeks, all of them. And I was just like, oh my God. Like it just like truly reignited my love for reading. And I have been like reading more and more ever since that. So I was in 2020, obviously. And I've never read Twilight before that. I had all the books, but I've never read them. So it was just like, whoa. Like I understood it. And I hated Twilight when I was little. Very not like other girls thing, you know, but I love it. I loved it. So, so both, all of those things kind of, you know, got me into reading at like different points in my life. Question 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Honestly, I feel like the only thing that like I'm curious about is like, what does everybody do when they're in like a reading slump? Like, what do you do for videos? Like the only thing I've thought of is like going through my Goodreads to be read and like clearing it out. Other than that, I have like no fucking idea. Like there's been times where I'm in like months long reading slumps. Like, what do you do? What kind of videos are you supposed to do? Let me know. Okay. Question 7. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Honestly, you're talking to a camera. Hello. It's just, I'm just not used to it. I'm never in front of the camera. I'm usually behind it or to the side of it. I am never in front of it. So I think that will be my biggest challenge, and just like getting comfortable doing that. Question 8. When did you start reading? So I feel like I kind of answered this in the other question. You know, around, let's see, I was in 2nd grade, so probably like 2004. I feel like that seems like I seem so old. It was so long ago. I'm only 24 though. And then, it brought it back into my life in 2022 after like a 6 to 8 year reading slump. Question 9. Where do you read? Honestly, anywhere. I do like to have silence though, or if not silence, I have a playlist on Spotify that I listen to. I think it's called Reading in a Victorian Library. Maybe I'll put a little screenshot of the title here. And it's just so, it's all like piano, classical kind of, the vibes are just so good. And I love listening to it when I'm reading. So if not that, then silence. But I'll read anywhere. I'll read right here. I will read in my chair. I will read on the floor. I will read on a couch. I sound like a Dr. Seuss book. You get the idea. Question 10. What kind of books do you like to read? Honestly, I feel like I'll give anything a chance a couple times, not even just once, more than a couple times. Because, I feel like I can, as a creative, I feel like I keep saying that, I'm sorry. As a creative person, it's really easy for me to appreciate all forms of arts and everything that goes into any kind of art. So even if like I read like the shittiest book in the world, I can like still appreciate the fact that somebody put actual time and effort into that. So like I even thought before last year, I didn't think I was a romance girly, yet I read somewhere around 25 romance books, and it was my highest genre read, like the highest amount of books read. So, like after that, I was just like, well, obviously what I thought doesn't matter, because if something's written well enough, I will enjoy it. However, I'll tell you some of my favorites, and honestly, it's been like fantasy always, and dystopian. Love, love, love. Okay, I guess that's it. So I hope you all enjoyed my first YouTube video. I hope it was good. Let me know some other video ideas in the comments. You could even critique this, as long as it's constructive. Please, do all the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe. That one would be great. And stick around, because I have a lot of fun things coming up. Once again, I hope you all enjoyed. And don't forget to take care of yourself today. Bye.